will not allow one Idris that call himself Bobrisky to destroy our nation. Yes. The National Youth Council of Nigeria, under the leadership of Ambassador Sokubo Saraigbe, have stood up against the activities of one Idris calling himself Bobrisky. We have gathered here today from far and near, all over the country, to address this World Press Conference. The World Press Conference is premised on the activities of Idris. And we are here to call on all the authorities, the Inspector General of Police, National Assembly, the National Commission for Art and Culture, and all other related agencies to please stand upright. We have actually acknowledged the effort of the IGP and the DG and the management of National Commission for Art and Culture. But we are now standing as young persons, holding our future into our hands, that we henceforth from now, we do not want to hear anything about Bobrisky. The cultural intonation of what he is doing is actually affecting our brothers and sisters. So we are here to read this press conference to the hearing of our Nigerians and the young persons who gave us their vote as executives of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. The National Youth Council of Nigeria, under the leadership of Comrade Sokubo Saraigbe Sokubo, with the support of the entire Nigerian youth, condemns in its totality the activities of one Ogunleye Idris Olanrewaju, popularly known as Bobrisky and his likes, engaging in lesbianism, gay, bisexual, transgender, LGBT. The National Youth Council of Nigeria describes the LGBT as ungodly, unhealthy, and disgusting. Noting that what Bobrisky and his likes are promoting is completely against the moral, cultural, and spiritual value of our dear country. Our laws as a nation also frown at all these activities in Nigeria, and we call on the IGP to look into it very squarely.
Say no to gay. Say no to lesbian. Nigeria is our own. Say no to Bobrisky. No.
We are here to submit our petition to the President of the Nigerian Senate and also a copy to the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives. The petition is nothing but just a concern and how we feel about the activities of Bobrisky, Mr. Idris Ogunleye, known as Bobrisky. We want the legislative, the National Assembly, to please strengthen their legislation on how to nip down all those who are involved in lesbianism and gay activities, because we know very well that our constitution in our country does not allow such an activities. And it is of the record of the National Youth Council that for some times we have heard that some persons have actually engaged in such an activities. And the reason of all is the activities of Bobrisky, who has become a threat to our culture, who has become a threat to the integration of our country. Because you cannot just see me as a man standing with someone who is also a man dressed like a woman. You cannot just see someone's sister going to a toilet or a restroom or a public place where a guy is also entering with her. So all these things is a taboo. It has came to our knowledge, and the National Youth Council of Nigeria has stood against it. So we want to plead with the leadership of the National Assembly to, as a matter of fact, raise it in the floor make it a legislation, make a stiffer punishment. We had that, we understand, and we know, and we could remember vividly that this was signed, the law prohibiting the lesbianism, that's the LGBT, the gay activity was signed by the former President Jonathan. I want this administration to also build on it, and also want our law enforcement, because we had also submitted a petition, a copy to the IG.
To us at this very crucial time, I want to thank you very passionately, and I want to assure you that this management have been on this issue for quite some time. But today, I can tell you it's the happiest day of our life, that the Nigerian youth can come out and say no to this rubbish. It's against every form of development in any good country of the world, even spiritually. If you look on our notice board, just behind you here, it's been spelled there out. We say no to this nonsense. The first time we attached to this moment, this issue, we were told that the same Bobrisky said we should keep short, that he rolls with our bosses, that is too big for us to talk to us. Our level is very low to him. But let me tell all of us here today, if great youths like you are working out to make a better Nigeria and a great Nigerian for us, and if a Bobrisky can buy a Lamborghini and a Range Rover for the nonsense of his lifetime, then what do we tell the youth for development of tomorrow? I'm sure something is missing. Only yesterday, we received 37 comments, Nigerians saying we waited for too long. This guy flouted himself. Nobody is saying anything until this management came up and said, we will not take this. I was going to challenge the Youth Council that you need to visit 3 or 4 major places. But I think your president just mentioned, National Assembly, yes, Nigerian Police, yes, DSS, yes, oh, you've gone to all those ones. Yes. Well, I think we are on the same page with you people, and I believe that we must come out to tell the whole world that this is not part of our culture. Our culture is about decency. We respect Nigerian women, we respect the ladies, we respect everybody among us. This guy is a national embarrassment. This guy, let me reveal to Nigerian youth today, maybe you are taken for granted. If this guy goes to the airport today, he's going to use the female toilet. He dropped, for every visit, he dropped a disease there. And our poor ladies are going to the hospital. So many marriages have been disowned because they suspect the wife that she's messing up outside, caused by this character. and his likes that they are coming up now. Now again, I'm sure your president and others are aware, he has just set up a club of 100 people, which they were to set up in Lagos through his birthday. Thank God, I'm commending the IGP, that's Inspector General of Nigerian Police, for that action. Today they couldn't start. And now the Nigerian youth have come out, I believe that the end has come for this nonsense. And our country will have to move forward. So I commend you, I thank you, and we have discouraged this, we have disowned it, and we are not part of it. And it's not part of our culture. Is that okay? Yes, sir. So we assure you that we are in total support of all actions you are taking, and we assure you that this will be the end to that nonsense once again in our Nigeria. That found out that the daughter is happily married to another lady. So the woman is there now. She's almost between life and death. Another man went to visit the son in England and found out the son is a gay. The father had to be brought back to this country on a wheelchair. These are disasters coming to our country. We have enough issues to deal with. Drugs and other immorality issues. We will not take this any longer. So I thank you and I salute your courage. And we are going to be with you in this struggle. No retreat, no surrender. Thank you very much.